All right, hello, everyone, Silver Kyle, and today I'm going to be unboxing the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. I originally did not want to do an unboxing for this, but I was like, it'll take you an extra 2 minutes to do this, so just film yourself. And I have to say that this, the style of it looks very comfortable. It pretty much looks exactly like the Xbox controller with the left analog stick on the upper side, the right analog stick on the bottom with the buttons on the side. So I'm going to feel very familiar with this by the looks of it, and it looks very comfortable. I also did bring comparisons here, like the regular Nintendo Switch controller, which I did actually very much enjoy, but more so, I always thought that this thing is kind of like in the way. Oh, it's going to turn on my Switch apparently. And I also brought the regular Pro Controller for the Wii U, and also the Xbox One controller. There's way too many controllers for this video at the moment, and you can see me. Anyway, so let's take a look at the box before we open it up. There's a little dent there. Meh. The Switch logo, very much like the vibrant red of this. Nothing too fancy, although I kind of like this because it's a little bit see-through. That reminds me of like Game Boy Color or the Nintendo 64. I wish that they did more see-through stuff in these releases. Like, I'd love to have another system actually be see-through. Boom. Nothing too fancy there. Okay. Let's do this. This is a lot more difficult to get than I thought it was going to be. Jeez. There we go. And where's this tape? I can't even see where the tape is. I think I did it. Okay. The charger, which is awesome. I have no idea what the battery life on this. I'm hoping that it's similar to the Wii U Pro Controller, because that thing was just ridiculous. I think it was like 80 hours or something. Oh, already. This is interesting. It's really fluid. There's not as much. Oh man, this is gonna be hard to compare. I thought it's very fluid, and it kind of just feels like it wants to move. I'd say that it's actually more rigid than the Xbox One controllers. There's more force against it, which first touching it, it's more feels very much like the Wii Pro Controller, and it's a lot better than the. That's probably one of my only negatives about the Switch controller is the analogs. There's like a little bit of a clicking noise, and because you can feel it, like there's more resistance. So that would probably be one of my only negatives, and they don't really pop out too much, like the analogs, whereas this guy pops out a lot more. As you can see, this feels like a real controller. This is quite possibly. I mean, I'm gonna have to play around with it a bit, but it feels, oh, this is comfortable. Wow. The holes here are just amazing. They are so comfortable. Yeah, they're more comfortable than the Xbox One, because the Xbox One, it has this right here. So it's not an actual circle that you're holding, whereas this is, or it's not as it's not a full circle, but it doesn't have like it. This actually drops off, like it's another piece of plastic in between there. So it's very like that's what am I trying to say? You know what I mean. Whereas this, it's all one piece, and it's much more comfortable. Wow, there's actual grips on this, which is nice. There's some tape here that we can take off. There you go. You can kind of see me in the weird reflection. I kind of like this. This is really nice. And it feels, the weight feels right. It probably, it feels like the weight is better distributed than on the Xbox One. I think the Xbox One's a little bit heavier. Very close though, but it's the distribution of the weight is perfect. Wow, I'm really surprised at this. It's hard to say. But yeah, it's much wider. Not much wider, but I guess it is a bit wider than the Switch controller. As you can see, you can also put it in it. And not as wide as the Wii U controller, Pro Controller. But comparable. The only thing that's kind of weird is this sticks out with the triggers, whereas this doesn't. That's the only thing. It kind of just it's like everything else. It's just like that's probably the only negative. So if you're playing like a racing game, you're kind of just going to be going full throttle all the time. You don't have the triggers that kind of let you go slower or faster. Not too bad. Other than that, I'm actually really surprised with this. So there you have it, the Pro Controller, the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, which I'm really surprisingly happy with. Thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in. Beardage!